Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Ivy and I'm a makeup artist, YouTuber and content creator based in Asaba Delta State, Nigeria. And in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my top 5 most affordable setting powders if you have oily skin. Now if you want to see what these powders are, you're curious, you want to know what the powders are, then please keep on watching and don't forget to subscribe. Welcome back guys. So I have about 5 powders right here and we're going to be starting with let's start with the foreign brands and then we'll go into Nigerian brands. Okay, the very first powder I have right here, setting powder, that is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. Now, be it finishing powder, be it setting powder, I use them for all for the same thing, set underneath my eye to bake and all of that. Now, I know there is a school of thought that are like, okay, you have finishing powder, you have setting powder, there is a difference. Honestly, I have tried them. I really can't see that much difference or any difference between the setting powders and the finishing powders. Okay, this one is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder once again, and this is in the shade 30 Medium Dip. I love powders that are not overly bright. I have oily skin, so I love setting powders that can keep my oils at bay, I have large pores here, that can blow my pores or help to, or give me that, airbrushed look. All right, now this Maybelline Loose Finishing Powder is a mineral based formula that helps control shine and smooth skin texture. Yes, it does that. It's lightweight, it has a lightweight translucent coverage. It gives a fresh natural look. I beg your pardon. It can be used alone or over foundation. I use it over concealer. What do they have to say? They say apply. Okay, just the application tips. This powder I love to bits. Unfortunately, this powder gives me an overly matte finish that I dare not bake with this powder all over my under eye. If I have to bake with this setting powder or finishing powder, I just have to do that like around my nose area here, just the small area right here, and that is it. If I attempt in any way, shape or form to bake underneath my eye with this powder, I am finished. I am done for that makeup. do not attempt it. Don't say I didn't warn you. The second powder on our list today are these 2 powders from Juvia's Place, and these are the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Setting Powder. I have 2 shades right here. I have the shades Gobi and Kalahari. Now when I went to get these powders, I was confused because I was confused because I was ordering from here in Nigeria. I had watched reviews, but I didn't really know how the shades were going to look in person, and I didn't want powders that were too light for me. So I ordered the 2 just to be on a safe side. Naturally, I think I prefer Gobi. It's more like the shade I would typically use, but Kalahari still, I still get by with Kalahari. So let's see what Juvia's Place has to say about these powders. Now, any of these powders I am going to be listing here today, they cost between, if you're based here in Nigeria, they cost anywhere between 10 to 16,000 naira. Now you're looking at me like, oh, that's not affordable, but it is affordable. Where a high-end setting powder like Fenty Beauty, like Huda Beauty, like Laura Mercier is going for anywhere between like 48 to 60 something thousand. This one is very affordable, extremely affordable. And it's not just about it being cheap. Does it deliver? Does it work for your oily skin? Does it do what it claims to do? You can go and buy a powder of 2,000 naira that will not give you anything that's just like chalk. No, it's better you invest it's affordable. It's better you save up and get it and get your money's worth out of it. All right. Now, what does Juvia's Place has to say about this powder? According to Juvia's Place, this setting powder, the I Am Magic setting powder, is an essential finishing powder, and it has a natural feel. It's a loose setting powder formula. It has like an all-day wearability that is so good. It feels like bare skin. I agree with that. They say they can be used for setting foundation, concealer, and contouring, and they are available in 5 shades. Okay, you just have the list of the shades right here. They are really lightweight indeed. I'm just thrown off by the size, because compared to like the Maybelline one, it's so small for the price, but it gets the work done. Now, this setting powder I do not use for like my, like my bit more hydrating concealers. I use this setting powder for my concealers that are more like self-setting. I feel like it works better with those concealers than with those like other hydrating ones. Like I can just barely make it work with the Juvia's Place I Am Magic concealers. So that one is not self-setting. It doesn't have that matte. It doesn't give that matte finish as such. It's a bit hydrating. So I try to avoid using. I know that they're probably made together, formulated, to go with one another, but it doesn't work for me with those hydrating kind of concealers. I like using this more so with concealers that have a little bit of matte coverage, that are a little bit more, self-setting and all of that. So these are the second setting powders on our list today. Now, the third setting powder is this setting powder right here. Now, yes, this setting powder is white, and you're wondering, white, what are you doing with the white powder? Like, you can't make this work. No, I can make it work. What setting powder is this? This is the Benign Neutral Set Colorless Powder. This powder may look white, but I can assure you that this powder is colorless. When you say translucent, this is exactly what they mean by translucent. It doesn't add any tint, any tone, any color whatsoever to your skin. It just sets what it needs to set, and that is all. This Benign Neutral Set setting powder, I need to get an empty setting powder container to decant this into, because I have not been using it a whole lot of recent, because I have to turn into the cap and use, and it's a bit stressful. So if you have like a finished container, like I'm just waiting for this Juvia's Place powder to get finished so that I can decant it into here and just have it properly labeled so that I know what is in there. That is the only con I have with this powder. Now let's see what Benign has to say about this powder. According to Benign, the neutral set powder is colorless. Yes. It is a mattifying setting powder that artists have been using in all environments for decades. This setting powder, it's really a neutral set powder. It sets my makeup in place. Now, I have heard in the past that Benign formulates products that are used by theater artists, and you know how they sweat when they perform. Well, they said this powder is beloved in theatrical, yes, drag, and cosplay genres because its formulation, I beg your pardon, helps limit the perspiration and oil that affects makeup. My God, how come I've never seen this? It says it's available in a range of sizes, and this one I have, there's a bigger container of this. This one I have is the 42 gram of it, and I think that is about it. I also used to own the, what is it called now, the Benign banana powder, but that was too yellow for me. But you see this neutral set, this powder is big. This is the third powder on our list for today. Now let's get into our fourth powder, and that would be the Beauty by AD loose setting powders, and I have two shades. Now I just ran out of this particular shade called Amber, so I have a new one that I'm just opening up here. I have two shades right here. This is the shade Tawny, and then this is the shade Amber. Now Tawny is my preferred shade. This is the one that's my go-to, like, for every single time. But Amber gives me more like that Sasha banana powder kind of look. It's a bit more yellowy, and I use it on days where I want that bright under eye, highlighted effect. So it just good to own the two of them. Now I think I've told you the prices of the other powders. I've just given you a price range anyway. This Beauty by AD powder, it's a Nigerian brand, and they have their prices stated in Naira already. This is 12,000 Naira each currently. And let's see what Beauty by AD has to say about their setting powders. Now, according to the brand, the Beauty by AD setting powder is a special magic formula which sets your face makeup onto your skin. And then they say it's a perfect fit when you say black don't crack. They say when you use this powder, forget smearing, smudging, or disappearing makeup with this beautiful formula. According to them, it's finely milled and it blends seamlessly onto skin. It creates a modern matte finish with a touch of sheer coverage, and it absorbs oil and reduces shine all day long. Yes. On days when I want my makeup to stay, on days when I'm going for funerals, on days when I know I'm going to cry, I'm going to be soaked in the rain, I'm going to, any day I know that something is going to happen, I use this powder. I have been riding with this powder for years. Now, if you go through my videos from the beginning of time, you will see that I rave about these powders constantly. I don't know the magic they did with this, but these powders are smudge proof, budge proof, tear proof, everything proof. This powder sets your face in place all day long. The makeup does not move. If you don't set and bake with it, oh, it is finished. Just be relaxed. You have nothing, absolutely nothing to worry about anymore. I love these powders, and I can't rave enough about these powders. Once more, the fourth powder on our list for affordable setting powders, and these are the Beauty by AD loose setting powders. Now, the fifth and final powders on our list today are these ones from Miracle Cosmetics. Now, most times I like to have two powders because I use them for different things, and you can never know which one you would like on a particular day for particular purposes. Okay, now this Miracle Cosmetics is called what is it called? Baking Spice. Yes, I remember that. Miracle Cosmetics Baking Spice. I have two shades. I have the shade Ginger and the shade Cinnamon. This Miracle Cosmetics is a Nigerian brand as well, and these powders are going for about 12,000 Naira. Now, the shade Cinnamon is like my preferred shade. Almost more like the Beauty by AD Tawny shade, like the perfect under eye highlight shade for me. Then we also have the shade Ginger. The shade Ginger reminds me a lot of the Laura Mercier translucent loose setting powder, the original translucent one. This Ginger, I just love the way it looks on my skin. It adds a slight hue of that off-white beige shade or tone to your makeup, but it's not overpowering. It's just very subtle. Okay, now let's see what Miracle Cosmetics has to say about these setting powders. Now, according to Miracle Cosmetics, this powder is a finely milled powder that blends beautifully while creating a flawless matte finish. You can see one thing, constant and consistent with all the powders I have right here. They give that matte finish because I have oily skin. These powders, according to Miracle Cosmetics, leaves no flashback because it uses a no flashback formula, and it's perfect for photos, That I can confirm. And each powder packet comes with super thick and soft powder puff. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm on the page right now, and this powder is currently going for 15,000 naira. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Last time I got it, this was 12,000. This is serious. All right, guys. You heard the claim of the company, and that is really, 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 really true. But I find that this powder gives a soft matte finish. It's not as matte as my Maybelline loose finishing powder. It gives that soft matte finish. It gives that blurring, I have a filter on my skin effect, and I love it. I love it. I find myself gearing more now towards the shade ginger than the shade cinnamon. I don't know why, but these are the 5 powders on our list today on our most affordable setting powders for oily skin. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for staying tuned till the end, and until I come your way again next week, remain blessed. Bye guys.